Hi crafty friends, it's Elisa with Mirror Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I made this card for my recent Stamp-A-Stack. So let's get started. This card uses two stamp sets. The greeting image is from For All Things, and I've used the Grateful for You sentiment. You could really use any of them on this card. I love this stamp set so much. So beautiful. And then the other image, the Chevron, is from this stamp set called Work of Art, and this one that we're using is one of our wood-mounted ones. You can get it in the clear mount as well. So the first thing I want to do is my Chevron stamping, and for this card I have to use my Stamp-A-Majig tool. So let me show you how I did that. Okay, so all my measurements and supplies will be at the end of the video. So I'm just taking this Whisper White cardstock, and that's what I'm going to be stamping on. But the first thing I have to do is ink up my image and put it on my Stamp-A-Majig imaging sheet. So I've just taken, because I'm using 3 different colors on the image, I need to use my markers. So I'm just taking the brush tip side of my marker and using the side of the brush tip to quickly color the individual chevrons. Okay, because this is just for my imaging sheet, I don't have to do that perfectly right now. I'm going to leave the cap off of that for now because I'm going to go right back to it. That first color I used was Cajun Craze. This one is one of our end colors. This one's Tangelo Twist. I'm just quickly going through for my imaging sheet, quickly color that. And this is this one I'm using Delightful Dijon. This is also an end color, kind of a nice Dijon mustard colored yellow. Okay. So I've got that ready for my imaging sheet, and I want to make sure that I have my Cajun Craze on the bottom, so I'm going to keep track of that. Okay, to do your image on the imaging sheet, you need your clear imaging sheet that comes with the Stamp-A-Majig, and you can put your Stamp-A-Majig in the corner. You can use any corner, so if you're left-handed and you want to put this Stamp-A-Majig tool in this side, you can put them down here. The important thing is whatever corner you initially put your Stamp-A-Majig on is where you're going to keep it for the rest of the project. Okay, so I've inked up my stamp, and now since I've been talking for a minute, I'm going to blow on it. I'm going to huff on it. The warm, moist air will re-moisten this so that I can get a stamped image. Okay, and then with my imaging sheet in the corner, I'm just going to stamp this down. See how I'm making sure that the block is fully in the corner of the tool. And then that gives me just a little bit of an image that I can see when I'm stamping. So I can set this aside up here for a second. And now I'm ready to stamp. So I'm going to re-ink, and I can still see a little bit of the color on my red rubber. So I know that this was my Cajun Craze stripe. Go back over it, making sure it's inked really, really well. I'm only going to have to do this one time for this card because we're going to just do something called a stamping off technique. So each time I stamp it, the image will get a little bit lighter, and I'll show you how I did that. Again, I'm just using the side of my brush tip marker, getting that completely inked. It just takes a few minutes, not even a few minutes. It's pretty quick. It's taking me a little bit longer because I'm standing up and trying to do this on camera. Okay, so that's inked. Okay, so what I do now is I take my Whisper White cardstock and I place my imaging sheet onto my cardstock where I want my chevrons to appear. So I'm going to put them kind of towards the bottom of the cardstock. Once I have the imaging sheet where I want it, I come back in with the Stamp-A-Majig tool and put it right back in the corner like I had it before to stamp. Then I can move my imaging sheet away. I'm going to huff on this again to re-moisten it, and then stamp it down and straight back up. Okay, I'm not going to clean this. I'm going to just set it aside while I bring my imaging sheet back over to my cardstock and line it up again where I want it. Place the tool back in the corner, remove it. I'm going to huff on this again. Stamp it down, straight back up. So you can see I got a little bit lighter image than the first time. I'm going to do that one more time. Place my imaging sheet over my cardstock. Place my tool back in the corner. Remove that. Huff on this one more time. And stamp it down. The Stamp-A-Majig is really easy to use. It just takes a little bit of practice the first couple times and then you're an expert at it. So that is it. That is the 3 images I got just by stamping off. Stamp-A-Majig is a must-have for this project. I am done stamping. I can clean that in a moment. Now I want to add my Grateful for You message. I also used markers on this, so I have 2 different colors. My For You I did with the Cajun Craze again. What I like about this card is it's really simple to do, and you can really use any color combination you like. So this is kind of, it's fall time, so I'm kind of using fall colors, Cajun Craze and so on. So I just wanted to kind of have a fallish kind of color palette, but you could use anything that you like. I don't need the Stamp-A-Majig for this. I'm just going to place this towards the top where I like it. Grateful for You. Okay, and then I'm going to add some ribbon to it. So I love this burlap ribbon so much, and I've already cut a piece. This is way too long for my project, but I've already cut a piece of burlap, and I've taken my craft scissors and cut that. And I cut it long because I'm not really sure always how far down I want to put it. So I'm going to put it about right here on my project. So I want to take some of our tear and tape and put it on the back of my burlap. Okay, this stuff's great. It's really, really sticky, but you can tear it, which is nice. I actually want to put this down at the bottom. Sorry, because I'm going to trim the top of it to match my card. Okay, so I've put that towards the bottom. You just need to make sure that you get that really stuck down. I like to use a bone folder and just kind of press that really well onto the burlap. It's hard to find things that'll hold the burlap on unless you staple it on. So then I can just peel the backing off. My adhesive is there. It's a little tricky. Okay, so then I can just place this on my card where I'd like it. Right there. Okay, and then I'm going to just turn it over, take my craft scissors, sometimes called ribbon scissors because they're great for ribbon, and trim that. This is going to go on my card base, which is Cajun Craze. Before I do that though, I have, as you can see on my original, I've rounded the corners on there. So I'm going to do this before I stick it down. This is just our corner rounder punch. Again, I'll have all the ingredients and item numbers and everything. I also like to round the corners on my card base. Even the top. Okay, there we go. Now this I'm going to put on my card. You could just put it straight down with snail adhesive or another adhesive, but I like to have it up on my card just a little bit. So I'm going to just put really just a ton of Stampin' Dimensionals. on the back. For things like this, I use plenty of dimensionals. I even sometimes use the outside of the dimensional packaging just to get every little bit. That's probably good. Easy way to get the dimensionals off your project is to kind of poke them with your nail to get them to come up a little bit. Okay, and we are almost done with this card. You can make a bunch of these cards in one sitting. It's pretty easy to do. Once you have the initial image on your imaging sheet, it kind of comes together pretty quickly. You can ask my customers who came to Stamp-A-Stack about that, because they made 4 of them when they came to Stamp-A-Stack. And there you go. That is our card. So if you enjoyed that project, then please click to subscribe to my channel so you'll see even more projects. I'm going to be working on a few more videos with my other 2 Stamp-A-Stack projects, and I hope to see you for those videos coming soon. So have a great day. See you later.